Hey guys, welcome back. It's Grimreaper connect you for another video for Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully doing well, and hopefully you're looking after yourselves, and hopefully having a fantastic start to the week where you are. I've been wanting to do this champion spotlight for a while, and still feel like this champion is a bit underrated when it comes to live arena. There is also two ways of building this champion that I wanted to cover, and BM has a really solid build for this champion. Now, I'm obviously talking about a champion that was recently buffed, pretty much was one of the worst mythicals inside Raidshadowlegends, and now probably one of the best ones. He's probably not still not S tier, but he is definitely top tier, and he hits extremely hard as well. So there's two ways of building him for today. You can build him as a turn meter boost champion if you fill turn meter by 30%. Now it's one option to build him. I've seen a few people build him in this way. I've actually built him for more go second teams to deal with bigger threats like Nice and Star Sage, which are questionably one of the strongest two mythicals across Raidshadowlegends at the moment, in case PvP as well. So we've actually built him as a defense nuker for go second teams, and this is what we're going to be showcasing today because I feel like a lot of people still have Ashnar and still not using him. He has a really strong kit versus a Nice because he's a force affinity, brings his own increased defense, so increases his own damage from this ability, and he also hit him twice, which can help against a passive, especially as the fight goes longer on in the fights. He also has a door hit on A1 as well, which is fairly useful. A3, A2 is fine. He also has a damage increase if there is like any burns as well. So if you team up with like a Gizmak, it could be a force to reckon with for sure. Now I've been pushing our way up to Platinum Arena. We're going to be looking for specific teams, specifically hard teams, and mainly showcasing against go second teams with the top tier mythicals. So you can see here, I've been practicing before we wanted to look at this. So I'm going to find some solid teams, and then we're going to take them on one by one as well. Okay, then, so we're going to fight fire with fire, and this is the teams that we're going to use. Obviously, we're looking to do as much as possible and kind of help us go to like the next level, right? So we are looking at Ashnar to counter the Star Sage, which probably might be faster than me, potentially. So yeah, it will be faster. It will go ahead and flip and try and strip there, which is fine. It does get lucky against the stone skin, which does put us on a bit of a back foot. I feel like we might have enough to deal with this though. We're gonna go ahead and put some block buffs as well to deal with this threat. Ashnar is gonna come around and strip, and then we're gonna look at Ashnar's damage, right? So you guys know I like to do damage tests against these enemies, so we can kind of see on the numbers. And like even if our Ashnar is a +4, we're not hitting super hard. Like I haven't put the best defense gear on him. I've got the defense gear, the best defense nuclear gear on other champions like Marius, etc. For prioritize and stuff. That might change in the future. You can see they're pretty much one-shotting everything in our path and doing really, really good damage across the board. Unfortunately, he has come across the board with strip with now he has cleansed off the poisons rule, but maybe we can get a ally attack in. Okay, a little bit lucky there. We'll flip with the Star Sage. Obviously, you guys are facing the best mythicals. How to fight them is with the best mythicals. So you got the Ashnar in here to kind of do his work. He's done his job pretty much. Now should be able to deal with the rest of this, even if there's no poisons. So we can just go ahead and flip here. His passive should be gone, if I'm not mistaken. And there we are there. Pretty nice clean up in the end. So Big Joe being took down, Ashnar coming in with 160k damage. Really big numbers overall from the Ashnar, which is pretty cool to see. Obviously, with Ashnar, you don't need to bring a increased defense. He can bring his own increased defense overall. Now, his weakness is Stone Skin, so there is a few ways that we can kind of deal with that, and we can even increase his damage even more. So let's go ahead and see if we can find something to kind of work with. So we have, there's a lockout champion. Actually, I think this would be perfectly fine. No, actually, sorry, the burns. Mariska will counter the burns. So we need to kind of attack someone a little bit more stylish. This team is a interesting one. Potentially, actually, we can come in with something with like a bias kind of strategy with a Sifi and Sephorion, so we can see the damage increase against the Nice. So Nice is a very difficult champion to deal with, in my opinion, probably one of the hardest. I just need to make sure we check Sifi's gear so she's ready to go. Just make sure that we win a speed race overall. So it's really hard. So Ashnar's in here obviously to deal with the stone skin. Sorry, not Ashnar. The Sulfurian's in here to deal with the stone skin and to kind of do his stuff. This one's a immunity nice, so he kind of counters the Sulfurion a little bit, which is great to see. It's a great way of building nice, to be honest. And then let's see what we can do overall. So, oh, I accidentally hit auto and did not do that very well. So that's one thing that we can do a bit better. And now, and we was a little bit lucky against Ashna against the Nice here, but you can see that he's completely busted. And with Nice, you do want to try and get them double hits if we can. Petrification was very successful with the bias, which is again another kind of soft counter to a Nice. I'll say soft counter because it's a RNG trying to land the petrification against him. And then we'll use the A1 because it's a double hit to deal with that, right? So that's pretty nice overall. And then making easy work of that nice overall. And it didn't go to plan because of the immunity. Again, we're looking to kind of come in against these big meta champions for today's video. So we've already seen this number nice, which we're not going to go against it again. It doesn't make any sense hitting the same defense overall. We got Tarako's defense here, but again, we're kind of showcasing the Sephorion overall. I'm not really interested in hitting a Marishka. Marishka is what you kind of got overall. Okay, so we have a Sephorion and an Ashnar here. So, sorry, Gizmak, sorry. So this will help us with go second teams. So we can come in with something like Ashnar to deal with the burns from Gizmak because he can't really deal that. We have high resistance as well. On here, we also can bring in Marishka, which is also another counter to the Gizmak. And then we can also go Gizmak here if I wanted to. I'm actually going to come in with the Now. I'm trying not to use Now too much, but she does kind of fit into his team. And this would be something how I would pair Ashnar for this fight. Ashnar is mainly in here to deal with the Gizmak, which is one of the top 5 mythical champions right now in this meta. So Ashnar is great at this role. And you'll see here, we'll let him do his stuff. Ashnar looking very lovely and sexy. He's been a little bit successful with that Marius, which is good to see. And then it's also a good showcase to kind of show how good Ashnar is, because this is a very ideal team. Our team is very, very solid, and he was able to deal with us pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Obviously, we got a Relentless proc, which is pretty nice to see. And now we can come back into this team and do what we want to do. So we're going to flip with Ashnar. I'm under block buff, so I won't get enfeebled. And then we'll do the big AoE. So I'll go with the smack there. And there's been some people that survived, which is pretty cool. Ashnar is going to survive, but we should have enough to finish this guy to get it done. So again, really some big mythicals here going before this. So everyone that goes before you always has some type of advantage. I do know this guy pretty well. He does face me quite regularly in live arena. So we can again go up, get something like this. We have the nice here, which is a very problematic champion to deal with. Again, this would be a kind of team that I would field. Just thinking what the last spot would be to kind of deal with the Songwon, I guess. Let's go UDK and we'll just go a bit more defensive To be honest, I don't think Marishka's needed in here. We could have gone with Sigfurt, right? This is also good practice for me as well. I'm working on go second in live arena to be more effective and a bit more flexible. And Ashnar is definitely a champion that I have been sleeping on myself and not using to his um, full potential, I guess. He's still got the Hydra settings, etc. So that's one thing we'll kind of need to look at. So we're being able to survive all the things here. I think he's got the wrong masteries on Emberus, if I'm not mistaken. I'm kind of waiting for Nice to take his turn though before we do our shenanigans, right? Which is what we're looking for. So we'll just do like a Temi to fill, I guess. That'll do our stuff. We increase our damage. Again, it's go second team, right? We want to increase our damage. We also set off Marishka's passive as well. So we can try and benefit from that a bit more. We're going to go this one here. Overall. We'll flip. I think we'll lose the burn on us. I think you just need the burn on the enemy, if I'm not mistaken. Each burn has all the champions will ignore all the champion skills. We ignore 20% of the target defense if they're under a hatred burn. Okay, cool. Let's have a look at these numbers. 300k. Nice, didn't get any damage for some reason, but it did see like a 300k hit there, which was pretty cool to see. That might have been on the Sungwon, to be honest. We'll do our shenanigans. Let me go ahead and go up on this one. We didn't get much on the Nice, which was a bit disappointing. Okay, so he's going to go into second form, which he's going to do his stuff. It's fine. We might be stuck in this fight a little bit long because Nice is just nice. But this is the whole point. Like, I'm trying to find ways now of countering him. Ashnar is someone I've come and stumbled on to do that job, right? Which is why I've choose to do this video for today, because I've seen Ashnar be quite effective against me actually, with one of the accounts where I've had Nice, and he's just been really good against Star Sage as well, which is another reason why I've kind of wanted to do this. So we'll take a bit of a few hits here. We will try and get this here, where we're looking to try and counter the thingy soon. Let me go ahead. We will die from his reflection, so we will try and take him out so we can work on the Nice. His Emberus is also a pain in the bum, which is good to see. We had the Aspect of Seraph proc on the UDK, which is what I like to see. I do like Aspect of Seraph. Now we just gotta wait for Ashtar to come up. This is why, in some sense, a second damage dealer would be really, really nice. Okay, so we're gonna revive anyway, and he's gone ahead and it's gone ahead and done it anyway. All right, let's provoke him. So one hit goes into UDK to try and slow him down, so we can start tanking back up from the Marishka. So we'll play the heal. We'll get extra turn anyway, which doesn't do too much for me. Obviously, in a low arena fight, this is pretty standard. Go second versus go second time. So we'll go ahead and play that. Hopefully, we don't get wanded. We don't. And then he's unprotected now, so we can go ahead and take him down, which is what we've been waiting for. And we've been able to clean the fight up. Yes, a very long fight for sure, but Ashnar coming in with a 500,000 damage and getting us the win, which was the most bit. We was very defensive in our attack, and it paid off and got the result, right? Obviously, this is no method to do a classic arena push, I'm gonna go ahead now and try and find some other. I can actually see this one here. This one's got a Star Sage on it, so I want to kind of showcase a. I want to start showcase this versus a Star Sage as well. So we just need one more nuker, which I think will be a Gizmak, just to kind of Gizmak actually against Vrishka would not be smart, Grim. Let's think about this sensibly. And what could we do? I guess maybe a Taurus could come in. He's bad affinity. We could bring in a Marius, or we could just go Emberus ourselves, and we have a very similar team. Harima can reduce our damage because obviously we're ignoring quite a bit of ignore defense. I will show the build a bit later on. We'll talk about some relics and etc. Right now, I've got Aspect of City off on Ashnar because I didn't really have anything else to kind of use. I guess one that's submissive would probably be the way to go on that. And I would probably go Lightning Cage, honestly, for the blessing because, again, Novembrus is really, really dangerous. So we could go ahead and for some reason we didn't cleanse off the True Fears from ourselves, which was a bit interesting. And the rest will flip and starts pumping out some damage. This would be something that's ideal, right? You would have 2 damage dealers most likely for the arena. So we'll come in and do our stuff. Let's see. Okay, we get True Feared on that, which is not great. Some reason I don't know why we didn't cleanse off the True Fear. To be fair, that was a bit odd overall. We are a bit on the defensive side right now, but we can go ahead and heal ourselves up with the Marishka, and then we can try and get the Harima. We can. Let's flip with this. Probably don't use this enough. I think it's about time that I put one of submissive back on the thingy. Cool. So we haven't got any debuffs right now. So there's not much we can really do. We can try and go for a block revive on her, so she just survives with that strengthen. Right now we are in control, so we don't need to worry too much. His Star Sage is completely locked down right now. I'm going to save this ability because he could have wand and not being paying attention enough to see if I have wand or not. Let's go ahead, take out Marishka so we can get those back up. And then move into our abilities. This has turned into a Embrace showcase for this team because we got Feared. And then it looks like here we'll be able to play our ability again. Keep him locked down. We'll play the A1. You can see here these two have amazing synergy with that. So we have a triple hitter and A1. Not what I wanted to showcase. I wanted to showcase the A3 on the second form against the Ashnal, right? Sorry, against the Star Sage there, which is something we'll work on. Let me go ahead and find another team, and then I'll probably wrap up the video, honestly, after that. Okay, so I found another very difficult team to deal with. So we have a Marishka, etc. in here with a very sheepy team. So we might get polymorph just a bit, which is going to be fine. So there won't be no now for this. We'll leave in Emrys to help deal with the stuff, and then to help Ashnar with the damage. And Taurus Marishka always extremely difficult, especially with the Nice and Star Sage. There's a lot of passives involved and a lot of shenanigans. So this could go either way. Taurus Marishka still a very powerful duo with the right mythicals. And like a team like this is never easy really to take on. So let me go ahead and see what we can do with this. So Emrys is really in here just to deal with all the stone skin and all that malarkey stuff. He's going to do his stuff, which we're in the stone skin anyway, which doesn't really bother us. I will come in with our abilities. Obviously, he won't set off any counter attacks. Or he will, sorry, in the first form. Then we will go in here, see what we can do. Okay, let's flip with Ashna. We're just gonna go in here with complete rawness. We have not got no burn, so we're not gonna get extra 20% ignore defense. But let's see. He's got shields and strengthen. See how much we can really do. And you can see here we take a massive chunk of health. And Taurus barely did anything with me on the counter attack. So you can see here, like you can see the progression that I wanna use Star Sage and the Ashnar. And this is what I'm saying. Ashnar is a big threat for these Kraken teams. Even if we are on a bit of a Kraken account ourselves, he will do his shenanigans. We'll play the feared no, because he's got a lot of sheep. So let me not play the A3. Sorry, A2, which would be probably what I would want to do. Taurus will probably kill himself from this, as he will kill me as well. We get rid of the nice for now. So he will do his shenanigans, obviously. We'll go in here and see what we can do. So I'm going to flip here and hopefully we don't get polymorphed. And we lock out the team. We are on a little bit on a thin of ice right now because I flipped, so we could be in a little bit of trouble if we get anyone killed. Like if Ashnal goes down right now. So let's go for the heals and protect Ashnal a little bit. Rishka's so good for these big teams. We'll play the stun. We get extra turn from our Relentless. I do like Star Sage and Relentless. You can see here, very powerful. We're gonna deal with the 9. Let's deal with the Marishka first, actually, to stop that. We get polymorphed, which unfortunately will cost me the defeat now, which sucks. Like he's got defense down on E1, so he's not really like a. I wouldn't say he's a magnet for polymorph. We get polymorph twice. Star Sage is a magnet for polymorph, yeah, but everything else, I'm gonna still try to save this fight if we can and do what we can. So see if we can free up this sheep and do. Unfortunately, Nice is now able to do his abilities, which kind of sucks. I've actually got a few ones on this team, and none of the ones have worked. Okay, so he's got his ability, which was what I was trying to avoid. Okay, let's see if we can take Marushka down this time. Okay, cool. Now we got some stuff flowing. We're surviving these hits pretty well. Some big damage dealers, right? He survived that. He did have a few hits there. Star Sage has just gone down, which is pretty much GG. Gone down because of the polymorph, right? Which is really, really frustrating. Let's play this here. See what we can do. Rishka might go down soon, which will bring us the whole team back. Again, tanking up the damage really, really well. Let's see if we play this. He will go down, unfortunately. Nice's passive is just kicking in too much. From that, let's see what we can do here. Taking out the Marishka. So I think we would have won this fight, to be honest, if I didn't get polymorphed twice. So I'm going to exit this fight because, like, watching me get polymorphed twice and then hit my head against a wall is just a bit unfair. But, you know, it is what it is. Polymorph is still a massive problem. I could go back in there. Probably will after this video just so I can beat it and be done with it, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and look at the build for today and kind of just show you what's what. So Ashnar is at the top. He's one of the +4 mythicals. So Stone Skin and a Ignore Defense is way to go for as a damage dealer. Then we're going to look at his base second form, which is what we're showcasing today. Speed is a little bit low of 262, which is fine for go second. You see here, critical damage is coming in at 342, 100% critical rate, a little bit of accuracy. As you can see, I want to try and keep the accuracy low as possible, most of it coming in from empowerment and blessings. So there's not much I can really do there, and we're only getting 54 from the artifacts, which is what it is. So try and be careful with lifting, etc. I think if you're going to use burns, try and use burns with other champions and only use it against certain ones. HP is a bit low, 4+4, but everything else is looking pretty good across the board. The stone skin's not the best. It does need a bit of work for sure, so that's a few things that we can work on. Top boards, again, I don't feel like Aspect Seraph is the best way to go right now, but there isn't really any other relics right now that I want to try. Maybe we'll try Necrosis in the future. I think for me, Cat Gaze, um, Cat Gaze or One and Submissive would probably be the ideal relics again because it can go second teams. Natural Wrath is for Hydra, so for a go second team, which is what I want to kind of showcase, or go with Lightning Cage because of Embers. That would be the way to go. Now, if you're going to build them as a turn meter boost, you can also go Polymorph as well if you wanted. I avoid Polymorph or even Soul Reap to deal with Nice a bit better because it will ignore the passive, and also Star Sage's not Star Sage, yeah, Star Sage will work on, and for Sigford as well. Life Harvest could be a interesting one to get more Termita. Obviously, if you go build them as Termita boost, it would be Tim Presence all day long. And then these are the masteries. Again, these are very Hydra specifically, so I don't think these are the best masteries overall for him in arena. He doesn't ignore shields or anything like that, so I'd probably go something like this overall, and then maybe just some accuracy here, or you could even come in with a counter attack. Honestly, with the A1 for like this for arena. That'd probably be the way that I'd go because the A1 is a multi hitter, which we're mainly looking at Form 2 over Form 1. So that is about it for Ashnar. I think he's a great champion now. Really up there with top tier. Probably will be using him a bit more in the arena now I finish this build. I've been waiting on this video mainly because I've been waiting to finish the build for Ashnar for the dust and etc. to kind of get a few more stats and show him at the top end of the meta and etc. Hopefully you enjoy this, and as usual, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you have Ashnar, definitely think about taking him out of the vault and get him into your arena teams. He's not just a great Hydra damage dealer, he's a great cross the board for PvP with the right picks and stuff like that. Obviously, a big counter to Valkanus, Valkanus, Sophorion, and Gizmak overall. You got him and Mariska. You're gonna make it a hard time for them people who use Ashnar like myself as well. So I like Sulfurion and Gizmak. I use them regularly, right? Over across the board. That is it for today's video. Actually, as usual, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I've been Grim. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.